Since our last meeting, our task was to develop a new dress code policy for our specific office. So since then, we've had time to complete a whole new dress code policy draft. So I'm going to read you all what we've come up with based on our the last meeting, and then tell me what you all think. The professional appearance of our staff is just one way our image is protected. Therefore, we are excited to announce the new scrub uniform guidelines. The $125 stipend has been approved for each employee required to purchase new scrubs or uniform apparel. So basically this means we are not getting the $150 like we originally got. We are getting the $125. They took your concerns and thoughts into play, but they felt like the $125 was accurate. This stipend may be used showing your employee badge at one of the true approved vendors listed below. So what this means is we have gotten another additional vendor approved. However, they are in Madisonville. The reason why it's in Madisonville is because of our office locations over there also, and we see patients in Madisonville also. We still will have to be required to wear the same logo, or a logo. Everyone has to have a logo on their uniforms by a certain projected date. However, the logo will be different. So if our color is what we're wearing, if you already have that color, you still have to buy new scrubs. If you spend over $125, you will need to be prepared to pay for the additional amount or purchase of a gift card, which is offered through our office. So basically, what's happened is, since so many people, they're just doing medical offices wide, disconnected from the hospital, they're going to implement all of us to be the same. We're all going to be the same color. We're all going to have the same logo, and we're all going to have these uniforms by a certain date. Everyone gets a $125 stipend. We're not going to be distinguished by office. The only thing that actually there is not going to be anything that distinguishes us. Our name badges are not going to distinguish us. Our name badges are still going to have the logo that have them on there, and they're going to say Owensboro Health. Nothing else is going to change. But what's happened is, since there's so many employees affected by this, each office has a projected date they're supposed to order their uniforms by. Within that 2-week span, no other offices are going to be ordering those uniforms that week, so we are to go get them done in that week. Failure to do so may mean failure to have yours by the time our launch is. After the projected dates, if you cannot make it in your clinic's week, you can stop by the shop at any time. We prefer as many staff as possible to have their new scrubs and uniforms ready by the projected date. However, if there are any circumstances preventing those, please have the new apparel no later than June 1st. So essentially, we still have a little bit more time to get those done. So some questions might be, what happens if somebody hires in new tomorrow? So they will be allotted a certain amount of time to get these scrubs in, but they will need to follow as close as possible. So, are y'all ready to hear what we're wearing? We're going to be wearing royal blue scrubs from top to bottom, no mix match. We are allowed to wear jackets. Everyone has to be wearing the same ones. Okay? How do you all feel about that?
Royal blue like that?
Like a UK blue. This is more of a navy.
So is that just clinical or is that front office too?
That is just clinical.
So what's the front office going to be wearing?
So they are a little bit different. After all the offices were polled, the best thought was to make them separated from the back clinical staff. So when patients proceed to the office, they are not confused by who is to help them with certain things, medical wise, anything like that. So they're going to be in dress clothes, black slacks, and a white shirt with a logo on it, which is dramatically different than what they were. They're even more of a dress attire now. They have to have black shoes, no sandals. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Are they getting the same stipend?
Yes.
I think it's a little crazy because the slacks and the dress shirts don't
Are
even
more
compare.
expensive. Yeah, and
No,
more
they-
expensive than the scrubs.
Not necessarily. Men's scrubs are a lot cheaper than women's scrubs.
Yes, that's correct.
But then you look at khakis and or black pants and a shirt, you're paying less than what you're paying for scrubs.
It depends on the brand also.
So do they have set brands that they have to buy?
Yes and no. So for us, we have certain areas we can go to purchase our scrubs. Those areas know what we can do, what we cannot do. Also, with our scrub color, the new scrub color listed, we can get any design, brand, type of fitting scrub you choose. All brands are eligible for our scrubs as long as they carry them.
But they have to stay with a certain company.
Yes, they have to be ordered through this company to ensure that the color stays the same. But Cherokee, Grey's Anatomy, we can order whatever you want, whatever fits your body best.
And you said
Now, with those brands, cost is going to go up.
Mhm.
So if you like a better looking scrub, you know, the fact is a more
You're gonna
heavy
pay
duty
more for
scrub is going to cost you more.
Right. So how much do the gift cards run?
Well, they offer them at different times.
Mhm.
I don't have any information on that because we don't issue those.
Okay.
But it's probably going to be just like the policy before, 50, 100, 150, 200, and they'll come straight out of your paychecks.
Okay. So those they'll do payroll deduct on those?
Yes, yes. It'll come out of your paycheck. They'll divide it into 4 payments, and then it'll directly come
What
out.
is our new logo?
It's going to say, it's going to look just like this. It's going to say One Health instead of Owensboro Health.
So that's the only thing that distinguishes
That's
us from the
only
hospital.
thing that's
One
different.
Health. I think it's a little confusing. They're going to want to know where's One Health at.
Yeah.
Well, the thought behind them, they've told many people, and the thought is we're one unity. Even though the hospital is one thing, we are one thing. They want us to be still recognized as one, but differentiate from the hospital as a whole.
So we're two halves that make a whole.
Yes. So, any questions? Any major concerns? Any happy concerns?
I'm not really thrilled about this. I'm not. I mean,
Well, I think it'll be easier for the patients, though. I think they'll see us as a whole. I think they'll understand that we're all here to help them and not necessarily looking for a specific person, you know, a specific color of scrub when they need a specific thing. So that'll be helpful for the patient.
And I think one concern that I personally had is even housekeepers are in scrubs. So if I'm falling down on the floor, I'm going to yell at this person who's sitting there, help, help, help. That person may not be equipped to help me, but
Right.
they're in scrubs. If I'm in the hospital and I see somebody in scrubs, I'm going to think they're a healthcare provider of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially that's kind of what the first implementation we had, we put everybody in scrubs. We differentiated in color so people would know. But if you're not trained to know that you're a nurse, Lindsay, and that you're a phlebotomist and you're an assistant and you're 3 different colors, nobody knows that.
They
We know
see
that.
you in scrubs. Yeah.
So the last study we did has kind of changed itself since then. So, and then also most of the dress clothes for the front office are long sleeved. With some concerns from another meeting, they have finally gotten short sleeves approved. So I know that it doesn't concern you all because you all are clinical.
is
but
it dress shirt or is it polo shirt?
It's like a polo shirt, but there
Okay.
are some V-neck type dress shirts.
Okay.
Also, if you go ahead and order uniforms, you cannot wear them until a projected date. We're still waiting on the release date.
Okay.
So overall, everything we discussed kind of went through. I know we had our doubts and y'all had your concerns, but pretty much y'all feel happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.